right, guys. Hey, I want to welcome you to an incredible, special, historic Thursday night call. Let me tell you something. You guys showed up in a big, big way, and I know why. And you know what? We're not here to disappoint, but to elevate. My name is John Stahl. I come to you guys from ATL. A little bit about my background real quickly. Former Marine of 8 years, played in corporate America, got introduced to network marketing. I believe it is the biggest blessing that's ever been on the planet, as long as it's treated right. And I tell you what, I'm just so thankful and grateful. You guys are in for a great, great night. And I tell you what, if you don't have a pad of paper, you definitely want to grab a pad of paper, grab your favorite pen, because there's going to be some interesting nuggets shared with you. Also want to just wish everybody, this is Holy Week, want to wish everybody a good Friday and a happy Easter. So, without further ado, I'm not going to take up any more time. We have got a great, you guys know him. He's our coach. He's the guy that actually personally enrolled me into this unbelievable business. I'm forever indebted to my brother. Man, I tell you what, this is an incredible blessing. And I bring to you, he's a former retired New York City firefighter. Okay, he was on call, believe it or not, during 9/11. I tell you, he's an adversary when it comes to networking. 30 years networking pro, well-known and credited trainer in this unbelievable industry that we're all blessed to live in. He's responsible for training and building large teams in the tens of thousands, and I believe with the red card, he's gonna break it 100-fold. I truly believe that. And here it is. It gives me great pleasure tonight to introduce Red Card, or I should say the R Network's global trainer, right, Mr. Ed Terranova. Take it away, sir.
John, thank you so much, and thank you for your service. Thank you for your incredible energy, the individual that you are as a man, the blessing that you have been for so many people. Guys, we're in a real special place at a special time. I know I'm sitting out here in my car in Lehi, Utah. Spent 3 power-packed days here and had an unbelievable awakening of the truth behind what we have. I got to meet some incredible people. I'll kind of share a little bit of that with you, but I want to bring everybody up to speed as to where we are. We have an incredible guest coming on. I'm gonna talk about the Rev Card. I'm going to talk about the comp plan. I'm going to talk about the enhancements and what we're getting ready to bring to market, and then I'm going to bring on the founder, the president of our network. And I think some of you are going to learn a lot about Richard Smith tonight. Some things you may have never known before. So let's just get started real quick. We're all buying into this R Network. Guys, hang on a second. I just want to turn off those chimes. Okay, guys, here we go. We still have people coming in, and just so you know, we like to start these calls right at the top of the hour. So I know some people are in the habit of just plugging in 5 minutes after. We want to get started on time. We want to honor your time. We want to make all these calls fun, simple, and fast. We want to make it really for the new person that just heard about it, maybe just saw a video, might have just saw somebody using the card, and they kind of want to learn more. They looked at a little bit online, but we're doing these live calls. So here's the calendar for these live calls. We just got a little housekeeping before we get started. We're doing these calls every day of the week, Monday through Friday. And we're doing these calls at 12 noon and 9 p.m. Eastern time. So please convert that into your time zone. 9 p.m. and 12 noon Eastern time, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. However, we will be doing these calls tomorrow. Come Saturday, we will do a call. We've been doing calls Sunday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. this Sunday for Easter Sunday. We're not going to do any calls on Easter Sunday. And then we're going to resume on Monday, the 2-a-day Monday through Friday. And we're going to do this until we start online enrollments. Once we start on online enrollments, that's the beginning of pre-launch, and then we might customize this schedule, this calendar a bit. So if you like what you hear tonight, and I think that you will, and you want to utilize this venue to introduce people, those are the dates that we will be doing these. Now, you just heard me mention the pre-launch. So let's go over the official launches. We're in a soft launch right now, guys. We are the innovators. We are the pioneers. We have bought into the innovator's vision, the visionary's vision, right? And we're coming on board before it's all together, while everything is in the formulation. I got to meet with some incredible people that are behind the scenes on every aspect of what we are doing, the banking side of things, the card side of things, even some stuff that, will not be ready for another till the first quarter of this coming year. We're not even going to go into that. We're going to deal with what we have right now, what we're going to be able to deliver on, and the time frames involved, so we're all prepared. Being a person that's a pioneer, that's a foundation builder, we are all foundation builders. We're going to build the foundation of this company. Let's understand where we are. There's not a single person in the computer yet, not one. Nobody's signed up yet because we don't have the website. We don't have the back office. We're going to share and talk about that in a little bit, but we're in it so early that based on what we've seen, the technology that we're getting ready to bring to market, and those of us who are taking that leap of faith, we have a strong entrepreneurial backbone. We realize that getting in early is going to have some challenges. However, the best time to get involved is while it's in the dorm room, while it's in the garage, before anybody knows about it, right? And that's where we are. So the Rev Card, we're going to just go over real quick. The Rev Card is a digital wallet that also is issued by its own bank. So we're actually going to have a banking institution. Now, I will share this with you. I met the people behind the banking system, and it is far beyond what I ever even imagined. The way in this all occurred, Richard was kidding around with me and telling me how this company was founded in the men's room at this country club. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, we had some meetings at the country club, and guess where we went? We went to the men's room. And I'm like, okay. And we opened the door to the men's room. You think you're walking into a bathroom, and all of a sudden you see these couches and a large screen TV and a bar and tables and chairs. And okay, so this is the men's locker room, right? So there's another door that goes into the locker room. But you really, if you didn't know it, you would think you're walking into the men's room. And so in that room 2 days ago, met some incredible people. One of the gentlemen I met, I just mentioned, his first name was Peter, and he's from Australian descent, so he had a nice Australian accent, and he shared who he is and what he's done and what they're doing and what his background is, and they were putting together this banking system well before they heard about the Rev Card. So the bank that we are partnering with, that we are going to be using, that we are all going to have with the Rev Card, when we release the name of that bank to the field. Now, I'm under a non-disclosure agreement. We will not tell you what it is until it's ready to go. And here's why. All the T's haven't been crossed and the dots haven't been done. It's well over 90% there, but it's not totally there yet. And the last thing we need is for some yahoos out there calling up these banks and going, oh, you do business with the Rev Card. It would totally kill us. As a matter of fact, we as professionals in the field, as pioneers, as foundation builders, we all have to come together and we have to police the field. It's very easy to create your own materials and start presenting it the way you want to present it. We're going to ask everybody to hold back. Wait until the company puts out official material. Some of us have watched a video. I tell everybody, if you watch that video, understand that's an unofficial video. It does feature the technology that we're bringing to market, but it's not our card. Matter of fact, our card is way better than that. The Rev Card, which stands for revenue share, is way better than what you see on that video. And when you see the bank that's powering it, it's going to be something where on a global scale, everybody's going to go, really? Wow. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So And that was after that one meeting. Met some other people that day, some other people 2 days ago, some other people today that just have made my head spin. And we are talking the tops of the top. Just about 2 days ago, Richard and I were in a boardroom, and there was some very high-profile, powerful people in that room, and one of them happened to be a lawyer that's a general partner of the largest law firm in the world. And he had a high level of interest. He asked very specific questions. He was sitting. I wanted to dress casual but neat, so I put my jeans and shoes on with my collared shirt, and most people would dress very casual. Well, this gentleman had a sport coat on, collared shirt, and a bow tie, and he was serious, straight to the point. And the next morning, Richard received a call from him, and they want to do business with us. We are getting such a high level of interest from some of the biggest names. So if you're a networker and you see this Rev card and you think like I think, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask everybody to downplay it. I downplay it. I go, look, when you watch this video, if this card does half of what it says it does, we can make a fortune with it. And so understand that we are in the soft launch. We didn't even open up a website. We didn't sign anybody up. The soft launch is going to continue until we start enrolling people online. Once we have links and we have our website and you can send people to your link to sign up, that begins pre-enrollment. And as soon as pre-enrollment starts, within probably 24, 48 hours, we'll be accepting payment for the people who come on as charter members. And we're going to describe exactly what that is in a minute here. So the card has all these bells and whistles, has the fingerprint activation, has the little screen like the iWatch has. You could load up all of your, whatever cards you have right now, your debit cards, your credit cards, your loyalty cards, your reward cards can all be stored on this one digital wallet. And in addition to that, we also have a bank account that is your Rev card. And so when you start using the Rev card in the future, when we issue these cards, there will be a tremendous amount of benefits. There's over 300,000 vendor network attached, and there's going to be discounts at name brand places that everybody's familiar with. And the objective of the company is to help the average person that purchases the Rev card to, at the very least, save at least $50 to $100 a month on purchases they're already making anyway. And so we want our card to be the sticky card, become their card of choice, the dominant card that they continue to use and get addicted to over and over and over again. Why? Because they're getting the best rewards. They're getting the best bonuses by using that card. Guys, that's what we're bringing to market, the sizzle, the sex appeal, the fact that this card is going to be a status symbol in the marketplace because nobody else got it. When you walk into a store and you use this, people are going to go, wow, what is that? I've never seen anything like that. They're going to want to know about it. This card is going to be the greatest recruiting tool network marketing has ever seen. Just the card by itself, right? So we're going to start out with a video. The video is in the works. I was hoping to get a peek at it today. I understand it's very close. I know the people that are working on it. I know how great they are. And so next week, good chance we're going to have our own video ready to go, and good chance the enrollment process will be up either next week or by the end of the month. So here we are, right now in the month of April, and by the time May hits, we should be officially in pre-launch. People buying their membership, their charter membership, and us making money. So we're going to talk about the making money now. Everybody's got it. The card is incredible. When we get our hands on it, it's going to be phenomenal. Now the pre-launch is going to start when we start those pre-enrollments, and it's going to keep on going until we start taking payments for the card, issue the cards, people use the cards, and we pay out commissions on the cards. Because in our compensation structure, in our rev share, you might want to write this down, rev share TBS. In our rev share TBS, TBS stands for team building structure. In our revenue sharing team building structure, up to 1% of the purchases on the rev card are going to get paid up the tree into the field, and that's going to be that first monthly commission run. Now, when we talk about the Rev card and all the swipes, everywhere you go, if you have your American Express card, your MasterCard, your Lowe's, whatever card you have in there, there should be a tiny slice that comes in. This is why we use phrase and what you want to use. A lot of people are saying 1%. You really shouldn't use 1%. Say up to 1%. You're playing it safe. You're not overpromising. But if you're talking about making a percentage on every swipe of the people you qualify to override, you're correct. And it's going to be a smaller percentage when they use other cards, larger percentage when they use the Rev card. So the card that we call the Rev card is actually a wallet. When you start paying out up the tree, the way that works is, if you want to participate, and everybody on this call does, and become a chairman founder, there's two memberships: a free membership and a charter membership. Now, we're only starting out with the charter memberships because we're building the distribution. When somebody in the future comes in and when we turn that on as a member, they're going to be able to open up their own digital account. They're going to be able to buy the card. But let's talk about the structure, and then we'll talk about the commissions and how we get paid. The structure is very simple, a 3 by infinity structure that pays up to 10 tiers deep. Now, a lot of people look at our structure, and we talk about the 10 levels, and some people look at all the positions, and there's 3 positions on your first level, and 9 on the second, and 27 on the third, and then 81 and 243, and you know what it is. You go down 729, you go all the way down to the bottom, and there's 88,000 positions there. Well, we're not limited to those 88,000 positions. First off, every one of those positions is for a charter member, and when all of those positions get filled, or a portion of them gets filled, they're also going to be acquiring customers that just want the card. And they're also going to be bringing on people as free customers. As a matter of fact, we believe, based on the way the model is, I'm not going to go into all the detail, we're going to have over 10 customers for every one rep. And so just think about, in that tree, if you were to fill, and that's a big if you were to fill all of the positions in that 3 by 10 structure, there'd be over 88,000, and each one of them had 10 customers. Well, you do the multiplication. That's 880,000 customers. Is it possible, for somebody? Yeah. Is everybody going to do that? No. But let's talk about how we get paid. So we've been massaging. We keep looking at it, and great ideas are just flowing. Before we release this thing, while we're in formulation, we could formulate this comp plan. Once it's done, and what I'm going to share with you tonight, I think it's done. There might be a couple of more enhancements or changes to come, but I think it's done. So this makes it powerful. So we'll explain to you why we did it this way. The number one thing to become a charter member is just $35 a month. That's it, with a one-time activation fee of $30. Now, if you were in Nui Social, there'll be a promotional code, and that promotional code would be your Nui Social ID number. You just put that in there, and you're going to get the $30 off. So instead of paying $65 to get started, it's just going to cost you $35 for the charter membership. Out of that $35, here's the way we're paying. The company is paying, out of the $35, $10 to every enroller's first 3 charter members that they enroll. So you enroll 1, 2, 3 charter members, that's 10, 10, 10, plus $10 up the team building structure. So chances are those 3 members are on your first 3 tiers that you qualify for. And by the way, when you enroll your first person, you unlock your first tier, and you qualify for residual income by just enrolling 1 person. Guys, that's a game changer in network marketing. A lot of companies, you got to bring in 5 people. You have to do a team producing a certain amount of volume. I know one company where you have to have 60 people on your team before you qualify for residual income. With our network, you qualify for residual income with just 1 personal enrollment of a charter member. 2, 2, 3, 3. You enroll 2, you qualify for 2 tiers. You enroll 3, 3 tiers, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, all the way down to 10. When you enroll 10 charter members, you qualify for 10 tiers of residual. And so here's how that works. On the first 3, you earn 10, 10, 10. On 4 and beyond, because what we wanted to do was, when a person gets started, the first barrier of entry and the first thought process, the first thought that comes to anybody's mind is, how much is it, right? How much is it to get started? Well, to become a chairman, I'm sorry, I keep saying chairman, charter. When you become a charter member, you are paying just $35 a month and $30 one time. That's $65. Guys, I've seen throughout the years that anything that's $100 or less is an impulse buy. we're going to have people making an instantaneous decision and saying yes with that price point. Once they join, they're going to want to know, how do I become profitable? Very simple. Get 3, and it's better than free. Why? Because when you get your first 3, 1, 2, 3, if you're making 11, 11, 11, that's 33 right there. Plus, you've qualified for 3 tiers. And 3 tiers at the minimum is 3, 9, 27, 39 positions. So you're going to be earning on those positions also. You're in the profit. As soon as you get your 3, you want to unlock every tier and get to 10. We want to drive the proper behavior. By the time I finish here, we're going to talk about a special promotion where you're going to be able to qualify for getting 10 for a specific bonus. That's really cool. So here's the way it goes. You personally enroll everybody after your first 3. You're making $10 on each one of them, and then you're earning $2, $2, $2, $2 on fourth and beyond. And what we do is on those fourth and beyond, instead of going 10 to the enroller and 10 up the tree, we go 20 up the tree, which means that anybody who falls into your 10 commissionable tiers, that's the fourth or beyond of their personal enroller, you're making $2 ahead on that. And what effectively we've done here, guys, is given us about an 80% pay increase. Is that cool or is that cool? I mean, we could talk about $2 up the tree, yes, on 4 and beyond, but you will have those first 3s where you're getting 1 up the tree. So it's going to average out to about 80% pay increase. But there's an additional bonus because you're a pioneer, because you are one of the foundation builders. What we've decided to do is that anybody during the pre-launch stage that gets their 10 in the PEN, PEN, P-E-N, stands for Personal Enrollment Network. That means you personally enroll those people. Enroll 10 people, you unlock all 10 tiers, you max out the comp plan, and as a thank you for being a charter member during our pioneering stage, during our foundation building stage, an extra $5 is going to flow up the tree to all tier 10 qualified people. So we want you to get focused right now. Get your 3, get your 10, get fully qualified, then duplicate that process. I love my personal strategy is 10 who get 10 who get 10 who get 10. I'm looking to duplicate myself through 10 people to the 4th power. 10 who get 10 is 100, getting 10 is 1,000, getting 10 is 10,000. That's my personal strategy. You can adopt it. You don't have to. It's a good strategy because if and when you achieve it. Now, it's not going to happen exactly like that. Not everybody is going to get their 10. Some people are going to screw this thing up, and they're going to go get 100. You know, I know one guy that's on the call right now. He already got 25 in 72 hours. You know, he's no nonsense. He gets it, and he's making it happen. We're going to have people blow this. And, Jason, by the way, you're killing it. Man, you're just killing it. You're doing the proper behavior. Now let's duplicate that. Let's duplicate 10 who get 10 who get 10 who get 10. And you want to rewrite. People want to know. I was in a boardroom today with a bunch of people, and Richard talked about them. So don't want to steal your thunder, Richard, because what I want you to share tonight is really specific and different. But Richard talked about the guy wanted to know, how quickly can we get to a full-time income? And I heard this from several people, and one of the persons said, 2,500 was what they need to get to right away. And Richard said, well, Richard said 30 days. Now, Richard is the eternal optimist. I'm a little bit more, realistic. I'm going to go, well, I know what we have to do here. There are going to be some people, by the way, who do break that number month 1. It's going to happen, but I want to be real and say there's really a potential here to hit that within your first 30, 60, 90 days. No doubt about it. So if you want to go full-time, you want to get a full-time, maybe you want to get a full-time income for working part-time, right? Or maybe you want to double. How would you like to double your income within 90 days? Whatever you're making in your full-time occupation, if you could match that with our network, you just doubled your income. That opportunity is here for most people, guys. And so that's our comp plan with that founders, we're going to be calling the Foundation Builders Bonus, the Tier 10 Foundation Builders Bonus. That is only going to the people who get their 10. Once you get your 10, you qualify for that extra $5 that goes up the tree. So on some of the charter members that come into your group, on the large majority, you're going to be looking at $2.50. Is that cool or is that cool? So guys, this plan is incredible, and the gentleman, the genius that designed all this, this isn't his first rodeo. Matter of fact, when he and I first connected many years ago, I loved his thought process. I loved his compensation plan designs. I love that he wanted to take care of the little guy, because a lot of you know I used to do the little guy initiative calls. I'm all about Zig Ziglar's philosophy, the way you can have anything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. I say if we can help the little guy succeed, if we can help the average person get their three, be profitable, be making money. So let's take it just a step further to finalize everything. Then I'm going to turn it over to Richard. The retail, when we retail these cards, they're going to retail in the marketplace for $150. That's approximately what Walmart is going to be bringing them out for. And for those of you who don't know, we're beating Walmart to market. We have things that Walmart doesn't have. Our vendor program that's baked into our price structure, over at Walmart, it's going to cost about $5.95 a month. They're going to have to subscribe to that. Not only that, but we have a revenue sharing card where everybody who builds this network, anybody who sells this card, out of that $150 on a retail. So if somebody just wants the card, they don't want to participate in the team building structure, they could buy the card for $150. Well, whoever enrolled them gets a $25 direct commission, plus they also get residual income every month as those people use that card. Is that cool or is that cool? I mean, how many people do you know that are in a business where they're servicing stores and they got hundreds of stores and they have hundreds of people that would want to just market this card and be able to make a one-time $25 commission and then an ongoing residual income every time the person they sold it to use it? That's a win-win. And then we're taking $10 and sending it up the tree. So that's the retail. On the everybody who becomes a charter member, it's going to be just about $100. And so we'll talk about that, the rest of the breakdown, at a later time. But it's my honor, my privilege. I see it as a true blessing when I got to witness the inside of what's going on here. The gentleman that I'm going to bring on is the mastermind behind it all. He's the chief architect. He is our president. He is our founder. This isn't the first rodeo. And Richard, what I really would love for you to do today, you and I sat in the boardroom today, and there was a gentleman there that thought he was real successful, and he kind of wanted to reverse us, right? And he kind of wanted to buy our company, and you shared your background with him, and his jaw dropped. All of a sudden, overnight, he had a respect for you. Not overnight, in seconds, he had a respect for you that he didn't know who you were. And I don't think everybody on this call knows who you are. I've known for a very long time who you are and what you've done. And that's why I tell people Richard Smith is a genius. So with that said, Richard, please just open up and share with everybody who you are, what got you here, and what culmination this incredible company will have with the R Network. Mr. Richard Smith, take it away.
Thank you, Ed. Can you hear me very well?
You sound great, buddy.
Great. I'd like to thank everybody for being on this call and having their hopes and prayers in this. Before I actually start talking about myself and live up to what Ed's promised you guys, let me tell you this. The reason we're calling this the R Network is it's literally our network. Every single person that's on this call tonight has dreamt about something like this their entire lives. For the first time in the history of any other sales company, you literally get to bring a product or service that is absolutely mind-boggling to the end consumer. They get to save money, and while they're saving, you make money. Nobody's going to come say, I've already got a closet full or a garage full of what you sold me. I can't sell it, and I can't eat it enough. Everybody's going to come up to you with tears in their eyes and say, I took my family out to Olive Garden, and I got 20% or 15% off my meal, and that changed my life. And you get paid when people save. And it's been a dream of mine. And we've all wanted to have something that we could bring to the marketplace where we were proud of what we were presenting. That being said, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a 51-year-old gentleman from Springville, Utah. I was born and raised there. If any of you are football fans, Scott Mitchell, U of U quarterback, played for the Dolphins and also the Detroit Lions. He was our quarterback. It doesn't matter, but that's I was a football player in my high school team. I am married to the same woman for the last 30 years. She is my best friend, and we have 7 wonderful biological sons and one foster son. I'm an entrepreneur by spirit. I've done that my entire life. I'm the guy that took a mood ring to a professor at Brigham Young University and said, can we do anything other than a color-changing rock on the end of a ring? He put it under microscope, brought me 2 jars of stuff, and helped me get patents on it. And we made a multi-million-dollar business. In fact, it's doing over $100 million a year right now in sales, mostly on cruise ships and resort destinations in color change and light sensitive. And our biggest client to date, and they're still going strong, Coors. On the Coors can, when the beer's cold enough, the Rocky Mountains turn blue. That's a derivative of the technology. I, at 23 years old, thought that was going to be a pet rock or a hula hoop. So a gentleman bought me out, lock, stock, and barrel, slid a check across the desk. I looked at it, folded it up, put it in my coat pocket, and walked out and signed the paperwork, and I was done. And it's still going strong, and I'm very proud of what we've done with that company. And one of the things I'd like to tell you about, it really changed my life from the color change thing. About 3 years after I sold it, we had a real hard time originally getting into retail establishments. So we sold it as a small little business opportunity that people could make money with. Sound a little bit familiar to everybody on the line? Exactly kind of what we're doing now. Let me tell you why I do what I do. I sold that company, and 3 years later, I get a postcard from a guy on South Beach in Florida. It was a Christmas card, and it came unexpectedly. And he just personally wanted to thank me for Christmas. He had just absolutely broke his back to be able to sell these color change T-shirts on South Beach. He literally put an umbrella in the sand and sold them out of the back of his car. He had to borrow the money to get the purchase the package to have the program from his mother. And he wanted to let me know after 3 years, it was longer than that because I was at the company for a little while. I think it was 3 to 5 years. He just wanted to let me know he now had a storefront. He's been able to make payroll for the entire time he's done it. And he just put his last dollar that made him a millionaire in the bank account. I sat there, I sat there and cried. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen on the phone, it's unbelievable to make money, and everybody deserves to make money. And our society tells you you don't deserve it, and yes, you do. If you find something that you can conceive, believe, you can go achieve it. Trust me, I know this to be a fact. It's great to make money for yourself, but you really want to create happiness for yourself? Help people save money and make money, and watch how much joy comes into your life. I think Zig Ziglar said it best. If you want to make a difference in your life, have service for other people. And there's been many, many people that say that. I then went golfing for about a year. There's not a lot of 23-year-olds on the golf course, got bored to death. My wife finally said, honey, this retirement thing's not for you. 23-year-olds, it was a little bit daunting. I ended up starting the second company to ever retail products on the World Wide Web. In fact, we beat Amazon.com publicly traded by about 6 months. And we were going long before we went public. Our stock went from 14 cents a share, or I think we started at 11, but we were there at 14 cents for quite a little while. And then it got as high as $14.95. I had the same experience that I had with the color change company. A group came in, a little company called Earthlink. They were the rivals of American Online. They slid a check across my desk. I slid it back to them and said, thanks, but no thanks. I've already been there, done that. Can you wait 24 hours? They looked at me real funny. They withdrew their offer and said, no, take it or leave it. And I said, well, I've got to leave it. I don't want to take a cash buyout. And I met with some market makers from the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, and they were going to take us from the pink sheets up to the New York Stock Exchange. And they asked me to resign and started spending a lot of money. And they ended up spending more money than we spent. So when I handed it off, it was very, very profitable. And at the time, there was no search engines. AOL pretended like they were a search engine. They were more like a yellow page than a real search engine. And so I had two choices when we started the company. Either I could go advertise on the Super Bowl or get penetration. I didn't have the money to do that. So what we did with this mall is we brought the products in for Pakistan, Malaysia, Burma, put them in a warehouse in Los Angeles, and then put them online, and had to have a bunch of 14-year-old kids write code because they were the only ones that knew how to program in HTML. And we literally sold doorways. Self-replicated websites is what we know them today. I was probably the originator of self-replicated websites. We put that online, and people got to mark it up and literally make money with their friends and relatives. So we brought in a Columbia jacket that was retailing at Nordstrom's for $150, and we were selling it to our distributors for under $50. And they got to mark it up to whatever price they wanted to sell it to their friends. And so most of them would keystone it again and sell it for, I don't know, somewhere between $90, and their friends and relatives got a steal of a deal on the jacket, and they were making money hand over fist. And it was very, very fun. And the guys I handed it off to from Wharton Business School, Harvard, and Yale, ended up popping with all the other .coms, and it devastated me. Not because I lost hundreds of millions of dollars on paper, because I had that in the stock that I owned, but more importantly, we hurt a lot of individuals. I've learned a lot of lessons. My whole life is driven by three principles. Number one, find out where the world's going and get there first. And I'll tell you, the Rev card is the new state of technology. If you leave your card, and I know a lot of people on the line has got busy talking about their card or talking about some other project after they pay for their meal, and leave their card behind and walk away and leave it behind at the restaurant. Well, you won't get 30 yards out of the restaurant, and your phone's going to ring, and it's your card saying, oh, by the way, you forgot me. Now, if that's not security, let's talk about what's next. If you don't come back, that card and all the data on it goes away until your thumb comes back on the thumbprint reader. And that is the type of security that we're bringing into the marketplace. And last but not least, everybody, when they go to restaurants, when they go to retail establishments, when they go to places like Walmart, they are going to be able to save money in a way that they've never been able to do for it without clipping coupons or getting out their punch card. All they're doing is they don't have to argue. They don't have to embarrass themselves. All they have to do is present their card, and the discount comes. And you get paid. And you're getting paid from the merchant. Because at the end of the day, your clients and your customers and your other chartered members are going to love you because you're saving them money. If you're saving a chartered member $50 to $100 and it costs them $35 to get paid as a charter member, they're still money ahead. They sign up 3 people, they're money ahead. This is a company that's dedicated to helping people make more money than they spend. And I'm dedicated to that. You're going to see it over and over and over again with our network. We dedicate ourselves to have people be profitable as quickly as we possibly can. And last but not least, lose your life in the betterment of others. If you can care about others as much as you care about yourself, and truly do it, and have a product and a service that you can believe in, conceive that you can make the money, and then care about others, help them understand what they purchased from you, and more important, how they can save with it, you're going to change the world. And with that, I'm going to turn the time back over to Ed Terranova. I appreciate all of you, and this is going to be a fun process. I will tell you this. We're going to do this right. Don't oversell it. Teach the truth. The fact of the matter is we're the first company that you literally make money from the merchants that are processing credit cards. They pay it anyway. The money comes back to the bank. The bank's already signed contracts with us, and we pay it out 10 tiers. With that, Ed, I'm going to turn the time back over to you.
Wow, Richard, that was incredible. Thank you so much, guys. As you can see, we are in a special place at a special time. So we want to thank everybody. Get back with the person who introduced you to this call. Let's go out there and crush it. Let's rewrite the record books. We have the potential, guys, to build the largest successful network with the most amount of active members that we've ever seen in our lifetime. The sky is the limit. Dream big. Dream as big as you can. And with that being said, always remember that the best is yet to come. God bless everybody and have a great night. John, thank you so much for conducting these calls. You are awesome. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Bye-bye now.